You know, some people move into a neighborhood thinking it's going to be peaceful, barbecues on summer evenings, kids riding bikes up and down the street, and friendly chats with neighbors. That was my dream too. But what I didn't expect was that my greatest source of stress would come from the woman who lived just 2 houses down. Her name was Karen, and if you've ever dealt with an HOA nightmare, you already know the type. Clipboard in hand, always peeking out the window, always ready to complain about something that didn't concern her. It all started when I decided to build a fence in my backyard. Nothing fancy, just a simple wooden privacy fence. My yard backed onto a busy road, and I wanted some peace, some quiet, and let's be honest, some privacy. My contractor built it to regulation height, exactly as the HOA guidelines allowed. I even double-checked the rule book before spending a single dollar. But 3 days after the fence went up, I got my first letter in the mail. A complaint. It read, "Your fence violates neighborhood standards. It is too tall and obstructs the view of surrounding properties. Please remove or lower it immediately." At first, I thought maybe I had made a mistake. Maybe I misunderstood the guidelines. So I pulled out the HOA handbook again. And you know what? My fence was perfectly within the rules. I wasn't breaking a single line of policy. That's when I realized this wasn't about the HOA. This was about Karen. The next morning, I saw her standing at the edge of my driveway, arms crossed, glaring at the fence as if it had personally insulted her. When I walked out to grab the paper, she marched right up to me. "Your fence is way too tall," she snapped. "It blocks my sight line from the kitchen. I can't even see down the street anymore. You need to take it down." I raised an eyebrow. "With all due respect, Karen, the fence is within regulation." I checked the rules twice. "It's staying." Her face turned red, like she wasn't used to anyone telling her no. She huffed and stormed off, muttering something about people ruining the neighborhood aesthetic. I thought maybe that would be the end of it. Oh, how wrong I was. Over the next few weeks, the letters kept coming. Complaints about the fence being unsightly. Complaints about it being unsafe. Even one complaint saying it attracted pests. She brought it up at every HOA meeting, trying to rally other neighbors against me. But most people didn't care. Some even admitted they liked the fence because it cut down the road. Noise. Still, Karen didn't give up. She tried everything. At one point, she even reported me to the city for a zoning violation. Of course, when the city inspector came out, he confirmed my fence was 100% legal, watching the look on her face. When she realized she couldn't win that battle was satisfying. But I knew she wasn't done. That's when I decided if she wanted to play games, I was going to end this game once and for all. I started researching. I read through the HOA guidelines again, line by line. And then I found something interesting. Nowhere in the rules did it say what color a fence had to be. And nowhere did it forbid adding decorative additions as long as they were non-hazardous. An idea began to form. The next weekend, I called the same contractor back. "Hey," I said, "remember that fence you built me? I want to make a small modification." A week later, it was done. You see, I had extended the fence, but not in the way Karen expected. I didn't make it taller in terms of structure. No, I added a trellis on top, a perfectly legal decorative trellis. And then I planted fast-growing ivy vines and climbing roses all along the base. Within weeks, the vines began creeping upward, twisting and weaving themselves into a thick, lush wall of green. By the end of the season, my fence wasn't just a fence anymore. It was a fortress of flowers and greenery, towering higher than before and completely opaque. From her kitchen window, Karen could no longer see anything. Not the street, not my yard, not even the faint outline of what used to annoy her so much. She had nothing but a wall of roses staring back at her. The day she noticed was priceless. I was grilling in the backyard when I heard the slam of her back door. She came stomping over to the edge of her property line, waving her arms. "What is this?" she shouted. "Just a little gardening project," I said calmly, flipping a burger. "HOA rules say decorative plants are allowed, and trellises too. Isn't it lovely?" Her mouth opened and closed like a fish, but she couldn't find a comeback. She knew I was right. I'd used the same rule book she tried to weaponize against me. and I had beaten her at her own game. From that day forward, the complaints stopped. No more letters, no more confrontations. At the next HOA meeting, she didn't even bring it up. Maybe because she realized everyone else thought the fence and the flowers were beautiful. Some neighbors even asked me for tips on how to grow their own. As for Karen, well, she got exactly what she asked for. She said my fence was too tall, and now, thanks to the vines and trellis, she couldn't see a single thing beyond it. And me, I finally got the peace and privacy I wanted all along.